extra minutes.
Now,
Toby's really this sort of hero here. I think he's a national and possibly international expert on the disease.
Professor Glen Marshall heads up the Kids Cancer Centre at Sydney Children's Hospital. Research, funding and clinical trials have seen childhood cancer cure rates increase dramatically, but there's still a long way to go.
So if you look across all the kids who come through our front door, 60% of those kids are on clinical trials of one sort or another. And that's why the cure rate from 50 years ago, which was 0, has gone up to 80%.
it might be a hard thing to gauge at this stage, but how lucky is Rory?
I think you'd have to say very lucky because of Toby's experience, because of the availability of the drug and the fact that, you know, just now all this is coming about. But there's still a great deal of uncertainty.
And do we know, are you able to estimate how long this drug will be as useful as it currently is for Rory?
It may run into years, we're just not sure. And cancer cells are very clever in their capacity to generate mutation and resistance. And so the principle that underlies most anti-cancer therapy at the moment is to prevent that resistance occurring. 2 drugs are better than 1. You can't cure cancer with 1 drug, usually.
You rely on donations from everyone
Yes.
out there who's living outside the hospital at the moment, may never need to come into the hospital with their child. It's interesting, isn't it, that it's almost a bit of a insurance premium that people are paying through their donations. They never know whether they're going to need the service themselves one day.
Yeah, look, it's a very important point you make. So our story began more than 50 years ago when doctors in the US first discovered anti-cancer treatments. And that work was actually funded through donation largely. So the very first discoveries that have led to all cancer treatments today weren't funded by government, actually. They were funded by community.
So you can't afford to sit back, can you, and say, oh, the government should be funding this and more people should be...
No, we do have funding from government obtained on a competitive basis, but we also, a lot of our work is absolutely reliant on community support and community donation. The government supports bricks and mortar, they support doctors and nurses' salaries and all these very important, I would say, minimum standards. Now, the minimum standard today is 80% cure for cancer. That's not enough. You know, it has to be 100%. So community support is allowing us to dream about the 100% and dream in a way that allows us to create research opportunities and research discoveries that will get us there.
I hope it comes true for you.
Well, I hope so.